everybody, and welcome back to Prisma Chats. Today, I'm talking to Carmen Berndt, a working student engineer.
Hello. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Right, so let's jump right into it. My first question is, can you briefly introduce yourself and what you do at Prisma?
Yeah, sure. So currently a computer science student at TU Munich. I'm studying to get my master's degree. And yeah, I started at Prisma as an intern last year, actually, in April. And originally for 3 months, and then it kept on extending, so...
All right, cool. And so I have to ask how you got into engineering, coding, programming, and all that fun stuff.
So I actually started out with studying economic math. And, I liked that I could use math and science and like problem solving skills. But one subject was computer science, and I really enjoyed it. So I decided to switch to computer science, and I really enjoyed it.
And so, according to that, what was the biggest change that you experienced going from a university environment to a company environment?
I think for me, the biggest change was working on existing code, because in college you always start fresh. You have a greenfield project, and then like suddenly you have this bunch repo with existing stuff, and you have to get into that and understand it first.
Right. Yeah, I get that. And what's your biggest challenge at Prisma currently?
Right now it's juggling university and work at the same time, because there's lots to do on both ends.
No, but it's not an easy job. So tell me, what do you like most about working at Prisma?
So, okay, that is hard, but I think the biggest thing is that I was given challenging problems that are important to the company. So, for example, in my case, I was working on the VS Code extension, and that is like being used by thousands of people, and that's a really nice thing that I was even be able to work on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and speaking of projects, what was your most exciting one? Or it could be one that you're still working on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. The biggest thing was the one I started out with, which was the VS Code extension. Mm-hmm. So basically, when I started, there was this extension that only had syntax highlighting, and then I was able to like build a language server around it, having code completion, having quick fixes and stuff, and that was really great. Building up that entire thing.
Okay, awesome. What kind of technology makes you most excited? It actually doesn't have to be a tangible technology. It can also be any software or a technological phenomenon.
Actually, Rust, I'm not that great at it, but I was able to get a peek, or even I learned Rust during my time at Prisma. So yeah, I think it's really great. It's faster and like easier to develop than like say C++.
Okay, awesome. And tell me, what's your preferred stack?
That depends on a lot of factors,
okay.
But
what's the one you use mostly?
Okay, mostly object-oriented languages. That can be anything from TypeScript, Java, Python, Rust, I don't know, all of that.
Right. So you don't have a favorite. That's fine. That's cool. They're all amazing in their own way. Yeah, so my last question for you is, for people that are just starting out or thinking about going in your path, what would you advise them to start learning about first?
I think the one thing that everyone should start with is to choose a good object-oriented language and learn it, because once you have that, you can easily transition to any other.
Okay. Amazing. Well, you gave some really cool answers, and I want to thank you again for being here. And
Thank you as well.
yeah. Bye-bye.